just overall, what is going through your head right now, the emotions, winning your first wild card series as a manager for the first time in the postseason?
Well, there's a million things going through my mind. I mean, from my parents, my Little League coaches, every family member and friend that's ever helped me and supported me. But more than anything is that the competitiveness of that group of guys in that room is just overwhelming. It's inspiring to me, and it has been all year. I cannot say enough good things about them as professionals, as competitors. And, that's what's going through my mind, and as well as everybody in this organization that's put their blood, sweat, and tears into this and to help us get to this point.
Now, you've talked a lot about resiliency about your team. What is it about your team that's allowed it, not just game to game, but pitch to pitch, out to out, be able to kind of forget, have memory of a goldfish sort of thing, and be able to make the next hit or the next play?
Well, they believe it. You have to believe it. You can't just talk about it. You can't just put it, on a T-shirt and say, let's go, or hang it on the wall on a poster. You have to live it, and these guys do. And you have to look at it a lot of different ways, right? You get knocked down, you have two choices, right? You can get back up, or you can curl up in a ball, and there's nobody in that room that does that, and I think they live that way. And I think when you get a whole group of guys together that live that way, it's really special.
To your left, Matt.
Matt, yesterday the bullpen was stout. Today, perhaps even better, given just the atmosphere, and it seemed like they had a lot more momentum after the Mullins home run, but they held it down. Just what do you have to say about your?
You nailed it. And first of all, Lugo gets the bases loaded there and gets Santander to pop up, and that was the enormous out in that game. For him, things were unraveling a little bit, but for him to compose himself. But then, we're bringing Zerpa into the biggest spot of his life, and he gets two huge outs to stem the tide there. And then, we take the lead, and he goes back out. We asked a lot of him, and then we asked a lot of Schreiber to go back out. And then Sammy coming in there again to get big outs and on and down the line. But these guys, it's so impressive that they believe in themselves and they trust their stuff, and they just come after some of the best hitters in the world.
What was it with Zerpa that, made him stand out to you and decide this is the guy that I want to go out for this moment, bases loaded, one out, and he's going to get us out?
Well, we had planned all along at some point, hopefully not in that exact situation, for him to be in high leverage in this series with all the lefties they have. Clearly, we didn't want it to be like that, but he throws a ton of strikes. He's got a 98-mile-an-hour sinker, and his breaking ball is so much improved since he was sent down to AAA a couple months ago. So credit to him, credit to the player development. Dane Johnson's the pitching coach in AAA that just nailed it with helping him get that breaking ball back, and Dave Lundquist. It's really remarkable what he's done. But he loves to pitch, and he's one of those guys I'm talking about that competes like nobody's business, and it's so much fun to be around him.
What did you think about the pitching staff overall, during the series?
Well, it's incredible. I mean, you come here against that team and give up one run in 18 innings. Sign me up. Like nobody could think that's going to happen, right? And the way they just, like I said, they trusted themselves and they went right after those guys, because if you don't, they're going to kill you because you're going to pick around, you're going to get behind. But they challenged them, and that's a credit to our pitching department and pounding that message into those guys day in and day out.
To your right.
What can you say about Bobby Witt at this point? And another big at bat, another big hit. Is there something about how he handles those particular moments? I mean, this is his first postseason, just like it's yours, to be able to excel in those moments.
Yeah, he does have a slow heartbeat, right? He understands that the moment's not too big. He's plenty good. His talent's plenty good. His heart, his belief is plenty good. So he doesn't have to try to do more. Now his physical talent is off the charts, and the ability to beat that ball out. I mean, he smoked that ball. That was an incredible play at second base as well. And to make it that close, you got to be going hard. Guys hit a ball that hard, sometimes they don't run it out full speed. But that shows the kind of person and player he is.
And just to touch a little bit more on Bobby, and talk to us a little bit about his speed and how important that is to his game. Well,
that's what makes him so unique, is because he's got the power, he's got the bat to ball skills, but he's also got the speed that he gets infield hits. He can do a lot of different things. So he is literally the total package when it comes to physical ability on the field.
Other questions for Matt? All right, Matt, congratulations.
Thank
We'll see you
you.
in New York City. Seth Lugo, who has the first question? We'll start with Melanie.
Seth, how does it feel being able to come out and secure, and to be moving on to the ALDS?
It feels great. So happy for everyone in the clubhouse in there. We've worked really hard all season, and we've played together as a team. And I think today's game really showed what we've done all year. It's every man being a part of this thing, and that's what we did tonight.
What was kind of the message, especially after Cedric Mullins was able to tie up the game with the homer?
What do you mean?
What was kind of your plan of attack, knowing that you had to...
After the home run?
Yeah.
Well, I knew I made a mistake there with the fastball. So really, the next couple of batters, I tried to bear down and make sure to get them to locations I wanted. I thought the sinker into Urias was a decent pitch, but then once he got on base, and I knew with Henderson being pretty dangerous to really lock in and not make a mistake. And which after the walk there, we got him to zones, hoping his aggressiveness would get us out of that. But then we got the Santander pop up, and then Zerp came in and took care of the rest, and that was great.
On your right, Seth.
Obviously, you guys are still celebrating, but what are your thoughts on facing the Yankees and chances of in that series?
We come out every day ready to play baseball. We got to prepare our game and do the things that we do, and we got a couple of days to figure that out. Right now it's just about celebrating.
On your left, Seth.
Seth, what was the fifth inning like for you emotionally? You go in, you're up 1-0, and then you give up the tying home run. You exit with the bases loaded. The game's out of your hands, and then a couple minutes later, still tied.
Well, I thought with 7 lefties in that lineup in this ballpark, it was any mistake could leave the yard, and that happened. And Salvi came out and we readjusted. We just tried to refocus, and then handed off the ball to the bullpen, and I felt really confident myself. So the rest of the game, I was locked in, cheering on the guys, getting pumped up in there, getting big outs, and it was a lot of fun.
Melanie.
What was kind of going through your mind when you saw Bobby being able to get the go-ahead run with yet another RBI single?
I mean, off the bat, I knew any plays in the hole are a good chance for him to beat the throw to first base, and the way he hustles, the way he plays, I think that's what I was saying earlier. It's kind of embodiment of our entire season is hustle and heart, and it's just really proud for him to do what he's done all year.
Other questions for Seth? Anything else? All right, Seth, congratulations. We'll see you back in New York.
Thank you.
We'll start with Jalen on your left.
Bobby, first and foremost, how does it feel to get the Royals to the ALDS and guaranteeing a game at the K?
Unbelievable. This is what we worked for in the offseason, in spring training, and just we wanted to bring it back to KC, and I keep saying it, that's what we wanted to do, and now we're doing it, so we just got to take things one day at a time, one step at a time like we've been doing, and it's unbelievable doing it for the fans, and so I can't wait to play a game there, but first go to New York.
Take me through just your thought process when you hit the ball up the middle. You always hustle to get down the line, but how important was it for you to get down there because you had a run that potentially scoring?
Yeah, Westberg made an unbelievable play up the middle, and so I just had to try to run at that point. And so, that's really it.
Melanie?
Bobby, what was going through your mind with Zerpa and just kind of the way he attacked that fifth inning with the bases loaded, 1 out, and was successful in getting out?
Yeah, that's just the competitor in him. He's just going to go in there and attack, and that's what our whole pitching staff, bullpen, all did these past 2 games. So it's been unbelievable just what they did, and they're the reason why we're in those games. And so it was great.
Fourth row in the middle, Bobby.
Bobby, to be able to knock in both the runs that win games in this series, what's that like for you, and to be able to do it on a stage like this?
Yeah, that's the fun part of this game. This is why we do it, these situations here, and it just really just comes down to trying to control what I can control, just be present in that moment, be where my feet are, and enjoy the moment, because you never know when this opportunity ever is going to happen again, so got to make the most of it while you have it.
Same row, Bobby, on the left.
Back on Monday, you talked about how this team, was focused on creating its own legacy because, everybody in Kansas City was talking about the 14 and 15 teams. Through 2 games, how has this team done that so far?
Yeah, I think it's the start of something special. Like I keep saying, we didn't come this far just to come this far, and so we're just going to keep getting after it and keep trying to create our own legacy. And so it's pretty special to see what this team has done this year from what happened last year, and so now we just got to keep doing it.
And on your right, Bobby.
Were there any moments late in the season where you ever doubted this? Were there any tough points where you doubted this? And at what point did you kind of know that this group was capable of making the playoffs and then winning around?
I honestly, when we showed up to spring training, and as cliche as that sounds, that's just with this team. You could just feel it, how special it was, and just how guys just really came together. And our ultimate goal was to win. And so the stats come as they go, but we wanted to win each and every night. And so once everyone's mentality was that's when we knew.
Jalen on your left, Bobby.
You guys had a couple of big defensive plays. MJ's play in left field, Michael Massey's defensive diving stop, and recording the out. Just those moments, what did that do for the whole team to believe that we can take this home today?
Yeah, that's why we're in those games. It's because defense, and that's what we preach as Royals. And we play defense, run hard, be aggressive, and so that's what we got to do to keep winning.
A little bit further back on your left.
Just to kind of put this into perspective, do you remember what you were doing at this time last year?
At home, not playing baseball for sure. It's special, and so we want to keep playing as long as we can. And so this is an amazing team, and so I'm really looking forward to what's to come.
Other questions? Jalen.
One more. What would you tell your 15-year-old self? Because this was the last time the Royals were in the postseason. You were 15 years old. Just about the history of the team and things of that nature. And did you ever see yourself potentially being right here in this moment?
This is, like I said, this is what you dream about. And 15-year-old self, I was dreaming. And so now we're here, and so we got this opportunity right here, and so we got to make the most of it. We got to enjoy each and every day, enjoy today, and then focus on the next task at hand.
One last one for Bobby. All right, Bobby, go rejoin the celebration. We'll see you in New York.